All right, so Christopher.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me a little bit more about the project every Thursday. It's a new beer, the Workshop.
Right. Workshop, right.
Okay, so like the possibilities are endless.
That is really, literally true.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, first of all, here's what I want to know. Tell me the craziest beer you've ever conceived, you've ever made.
Craziest beer I've ever made. Wow, that's a tough question because it's like we've done so many already.
Yeah,
even in the half
you've made
year
a lot
that
of
I've been
crazy
there.
ones.
I think that probably the most out there thing.
The weirdest one.
Right. So we started foraging fruit from the Pindo palm tree all over town. This is a palm tree that grows all over town, and you've probably seen it. It's got these big bunches of fruit. They look like big bunches of yellow grapes hanging up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those used to be called
Down here in Wilmington.
Yeah, all over the place.
Really?
Jelly palm, it's also known as, and people used to use that to make jelly. It's a tropical fruit. It tastes kind of like banana meets peach meets pineapple or
And
something.
you can eat it right off the tree?
You can. Nobody knows that.
Interesting.
They're kind of tough. They've got like fibers, so that's why they used to make them into jelly.
Sure.
But I thought, let's brew with this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think any other brewery in the world has ever used this fruit.
Really?
As far as I know, we're the first to ever do it.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So we've done that in a couple different batches, but the real wild batch was I took some of our unfermented ESB wort, and wort again is unfermented beer.
Right.
So we haven't added yeast yet. And I just plopped some of this fruit in there, knowing that fruits tend to have wild yeast just native on their skin, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeast just kind of flocks to the sugar.
Sure.
So I tossed those in, put the lid on, and walked away. And so we're just letting the, native wild yeast ferment the beer. And you never know what you're going to get when that happens because you have no idea what's in there. And oftentimes you get some sourness, some acidity from that. So we basically have a spontaneously fermented Pindo palm fruit beer.
So it's sort of fermented itself?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So a hands-off, kind of let nature take its course.
Yeah.
And see what you get.
Right.
And the first batch came out well with just a slight tang to it.
Okay.
And I actually put some fresh wort right back on top of it. And the second one I'm going to let go for months and months and see if it ages into a sour beer, kind of like a lambic from Belgium.
Yeah, very cool. So the beer that we're featuring this week is a coffee IPA.
That's right.
Where does the coffee come in during that process?
So we waited to add the coffee until the beer was completely finished.
Okay.
It was fully fermented, and we actually pulled it straight from the fermenter into a keg with the coffee in the keg already.
Very cool. So you've got the beer that's an IPA like by itself, and then you're just adding coffee and sort of mixing it and letting it.
Yeah, and then part of it is just letting it sit long enough for the flavors to marry. It would taste a little different if you just took a glass and poured some straight in.
Right, of course.
You know, it takes a little while for the flavors kind of integrate. So
you got to get to know each other, hang out a little bit. Right.
Plus, it's fully carbonated this way. You don't water it down.
Sure.
You know? Yeah.
Very cool.
So
very cool.
The worst thing I've ever had. I'll tell you the worst beer.
Yeah.
And this was an entry to one of our homebrew competitions. Someone submitted a hot dog beer one year.
God.
Yeah. I had to judge it. Every single bottle had a little smoky in the bottle.
That is awesome.
It was not so good to
drink.
It wasn't
good?
I mean, no.
Oh, it sounds great.
It's probably a great
I mean, I love hot dogs and beer together, but maybe just in the same, not so much.
Maybe a good cooking beer, maybe.
What is the best beer you've ever had? Or your favorite? I don't want to say the best, but what's your favorite beer?
That's a really hard question to answer. It's like, what's your favorite child?
Right,
you know?
right.
And there's so many good ones. Kind of depends on what my mood is.
Okay.
But,
well, let me ask you this. Do you prefer an IPA, stout, or porter?
I have a saying, when it comes down to it, and I can't make up my mind, just order the porter. Yeah.
I like it. Just order the porter.
Right, yeah. Because I like the dark beers. I'm a malty guy. I love them all, you know.
Right.
And as far as what's maybe the best beer I've ever had, the Trappist monks of Belgium. All right, there's this one little monastery called West Vleteren. It's like the hardest beer on earth to get, just about, because they only sell it at the monastery. You got to go. So it was
they're drinking beer at the monastery?
Absolutely.
I love these guys. Yeah.
Brew like a monk. Yeah. There's a book called that.
That's great.
So I actually won a homebrew competition at Front Street before I was brewer, trying to clone that exact beer.
Really?
Yeah. It's very good. So you can only get it if you go there. I had to buy it on the black market on eBay back when you could still do that.
Love it.
And it was like $15 per 12-ounce bottle or something ridiculous. I got scalped pretty much.
Yeah,
but I think it was worth it for once, just one time to try.
Very cool.
And you think, what would it cost me to buy the best wine in the world? It'd be like, a fortune.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't even put a number on that.
Right.
What, thousands
so
or?
I think $15 once was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.